Hi everybody, this is All Things Cheryl here with another review and another recap on Queen Sugar, episode 9, season 4, Staring at the Same Fire. We've, of course, seen Charley. Charley is basically at this bar somewhere, we don't know exactly where she is, and she's having martinis and she's drinking, looks like dark liquor. And she's just throwing them back. And so this is when she goes on and basically tells the bartender that she has like all kinds of issues and challenges. She says, I have man problems, and of course the last episode, Romero walked out on her when he found out that the two guys that died in the storm in season 1 died on her farm. Then not only that, the sugar mill basically burns down. And so this is when the bartender proceeded to tell Charley that basically, and then not only that, she went on and told the bartender that not only with all the other issues, that she is also running for office. And so this is when the bartender basically told her, saying right now the place is kind of empty, not a lot of people are in there, but as time goes on, as the evening kicks in, more and more people will be coming, and you really want to be you want to protect yourself. So this is when Charley proceeded to put on sunglasses, and she says, well, how is this? While Charley is basically in the bar drowning herself with booze, we see that Nova has finally tracked down one of and the only other female relative, and her name is Miss Martha. And so Nova finally meets this long-lost relative, Miss Martha. And so Miss Martha tells her, come in. I normally don't allow other strangers to enter my home, but since you are here and we are family, you are welcome. And so that we see Nova. Nova is basically staring at all of the memoirs, staring at all of the pictures and everything. And so we go on and we see that Nova has also bought Miss Martha a gift, and basically the gift was some herbs and stuff like that. And so this is when Miss Martha proceeded to tell Nova a little bit more about her mother, the fact this particular herb that she bought to her was a very good herb. That herb was basically that she uses to smudge and all other medicinal things when it comes to herb. Now, those of you all who are into medicinal and natural healing, you will understand, and a lot of you all will appreciate this particular scene with Nova and Miss Martha, due to the fact that we find out that Miss Martha is a healer. And the reason why she's a healer is that it is a legacy within the Bordelon family, especially when it comes to women healing. And so we go on and we find out that Miss Martha has basically noticed that Nova has healing powers. By the way, she touches her hand and she asks Nova, she says, well, wow, I see that you have a lot of healing energy. Are you practicing, your healing energy? And this is when Nova goes on and tell, Miss Martha, she says, in my own way. And then this is when Miss Martha smiles and says, of course, you are your mother's child. And so this is when Nova learns a little bit more about Ernest and her father and her mother. This is when Nova went on and told Miss Martha that basically her mother has been basically coming to her in dreams, and she doesn't know why, but mom still be coming to her in a dream. So Miss Martha goes on and tells Nova, well, the reason why that your mama is still coming to you is that she's watching over you, and she misses you, and this is what basically is going on. And so Miss Martha went on and told Nova a little bit more about who she is as a healer. She went on and told her that her father did not believe in medicinal healing, so she basically, left the country. She went to Haiti to study, and then she came back and she found this place. And she also told Noah that her mother knew about her coming back, and her and her mother basically kept the secret, that the fact that she was where she is now, and that she has not said anything to anyone. And then this is when Miss Martha basically gave Nova a book that possessed a lot of remedies, a lot of herbs, a lot of medicinal things to do, practicing as far as her healing is concerned. Then we learn, and Nova learns, that she was not a mistake. Now, in the book, Nova had wrote somewhere in the book that basically she was a mistake, and that her mother didn't really, kind of didn't want her there. But then this is when Nova learns the real truth. This is when Nova finds out that she basically was not a mistake, that she basically loved the both of them, her and Ralph Angel. This kind of sort of brings everything together, is because we can see Ralph Angel, we can tell that Ralph Angel and Nova is basically from the same mother and father. And should be very interesting about, I'm interested in finding out a little bit more about Charley, how I think they did go, how Charley mother, how Ernest and Charley's mother met each other, but I can't remember. But anyway, this is when we find out, and Nova finds out, that she comes from a long line of black women healers. While Nova is basically dealing with this, we see Hollywood. Basically, Hollywood comes into the kitchen, and he sees that basically everybody has basically fixed a huge favorite breakfast that Hollywood basically liked. Of course, all of the the ham, the eggs, and everybody is a cook, so she threw down. And the reason why she did this is because she wanted to sit down and she wanted to talk to Hollywood about the relationship that was going on with her and Jimmy Dale. And Jimmy Dale is the fact that when Jimmy Dale came into the house and Hollywood and him got into it, she said to Hollywood, I saw you go into another zone. And I didn't know whether or not if you were going to come out of that zone. And while you went into that zone, that is when I basically got triggered. I got triggered due to the point that Jimmy Dale basically did not start out being an abusive man until later on in the relationship. And this is when Aunt Violet tells Hollywood that she basically has to deal with the issues that she has not relinquished what was going on with her and Jimmy Dale when they were basically in the relationship. And that she still, in other words, she still had baggage. She thought basically she thought she had maybe dealt with the baggage, but she hasn't dealt with the baggage. So in order for her to heal, and in order for her to be the woman that she wants to be for her in Hollywood, she knows that she has to basically deal with the fact that she has to go and see to see someone about the issues. Now, as we're dealing with Hollywood we basically see Blue and Ralph Angel and Darla. I believe Darla has basically brought Blue back. I guess she had her visit with Blue. And this is when she finds out Deshanta or Deshelle, or anyway, deep chocolate brown honey sugar. She finds out that she basically knows this woman and that the woman knows her. And so she kind of sort of got basically upset due to the fact that her child is basically around the woman who Ralph Angel is basically having. That is basically to begin to have a relationship. And so she was a little bit upset about that. And so she she told Ralph Angel, basically, you should have said something. But this is when Ralph Angel reminded her that, remember, we said that we would not mention about the relationship that the both of us was basically having. We go on, and as we're dealing with Ralph Angel and Blue and Darla and the new relationship that Ralph Angel is beginning to get in, we see Mr. Prosperous and his new or his long lost love, I'm gonna say. They basically is getting ready to plan something basically for Charley, and they went, to pick up the lunch that Aunt Violet basically was preparing for them, and Prosperous told Aunt Violet that he will basically get back with her on the details. In the meantime, we're basically, while we're dealing with that, we go on and we see that Kiki, and we see Micah. Micah is upstairs in his bedroom, basically preparing himself to fill out paperwork and all the other necessary things that he needs for the next level when it comes to entering college. Now, it's been about 4 years, so it's about time for them to basically walk across that stage. And so Kiki comes in, and Micah was basically surprised because she didn't let him know that she was basically coming. And so this is when Kiki begins to talk to Micah about going to the next level. And so Micah asks Kiki, are you sure? Is this something that you really basically, you want to do? And so he tells her, yeah, this is something, but Micah is not really sure about, or sure, because we know that Micah is not a virgin. He had some issues in the first season about his little wee-wee being shown all over the place. Now, we find out that Nova finds out that her mother has been coming to see her. And Martha basically tells Nova that her mother is on the farm. And so Nova was a little bit surprised to find out that her mother was on the farm, because I'm thinking that she thought that she was cremated, and come to find out that she was not cremated. She was basically buried on the farm. And Martha said the reason why she was buried on the farm because it was basically, I guess, a gift, and that she wanted to be buried on, the farm. I guess so when Ralph Angel or her wanted to, they wanted to visit their mother, that they could. And so we go on, and Hollywood basically visit Ralph Angel basically at the farm. And Hollywood sees that Ralph Angel is basically rolling up to sign the reentry program. And Ralph Angel finds out that the reentry program for Ralph Angel is basically put on hold. They don't know exactly, how long it's going to, basically be. And so we go on and we see that Micah has basically went and visit Ralph Angel, and he went to basically pick up some lights that they are basically preparing something. They're preparing a surprise for Charley. And so we go on and we see that basically Micah has wanted to have a relationship and wanted to talk to Ralph Angel about the relationship that him and Kiki is having. And so basically Ralph Angel asks Micah, is everything okay? Micah says, yes, everything is okay. But basically, he wanted to make sure, that the relationship is going to be all right, because he didn't want to make a mistake like his father did. And this is when Ralph Angel tells Michael that he's basically is going to be okay, and he's not going to be like his father. So we had the relationship that Micah went to his uncle to talk about the male and female relationship between two people. And I think that by Michael basically going to Ralph Angel, I understand that Ralph Angel, told him to basically do what is natural to him. But I think he could have went into it a little bit more. I think he could have told him to basically make sure that he protects the both of them, by covering up once they go to that next level. I think they, could have went into a little bit more as far as the relationship and telling Michael, as far as protecting the both of them. And so we go on and we see that Hollywood has invited Ralph Angel to basically come to the house to play some cards and basically hang out and everything. And Ralph Angel basically turned him down because he says that he has to get ready for the harvest, because he still has stuff to do, still has the soybean. That's another thing I didn't understand, that Ralph Angel, not only Ralph Angel don't do just sugar canes, he also do the soybean harvest. So Ralph Angel basically turned him down on that. And then we go on and we see where Hollywood is basically playing cards with his friends, and they basically were talking about what was going on as far as football and everything. And then this is when they basically proceeded to talk about the fact that they heard what Hollywood did when Jimmy Dean decided that he wanted to visit the house and come to see his wife about it. And Hollywood had already told him, you need to keep going, because otherwise if you don't, I'm gonna put hands on him and on you. And he basically wound up doing that. But of course, the man that basically was having the conversation thought that was very, very manly, the fact that he was stepping up to protect his wife. And I'm saying that, society think that women are the only ones that basically kiki and cackle and talk about their relationship. But men actually do it too, but they actually do it in a different kind of way. They, vent and talk about their frustration at football games and at the barbershop. That's where mostly all the conversation goes down. But it don't really go down that too much nowadays. It's because now the women are basically going to the barbershop with their husbands while they're getting their hair done. So we go on and we find out that Hollywood, I guess I'm going to deal with Hollywood. Hollywood comes back and he basically have a conversation with Aunt Violet at the diner. And so Aunt Violet asks him, well, are you mad at me or anything like that? And so Hollywood basically says, no, I'm not mad at you or anything like that, but the conversation and stuff that you basically had with me got me to thinking that the fact that women have all of these women groups and basically where they can go and talk about and get out of their frustrations and everything. But we men, basically, we don't really have a men's group or anything like that where we can go and talk about our frustrations and things like that. He told that family, he says, when I really wasn't too much into when the men, they were boasting at the fact that, I was beating on Jimmy Dale, and he was trying to tell, the men that it was a little bit more complicated than that. And he says that he feels that there needs to be a group for men, in which basically it is true. But now they're getting, men are getting a little bit better in terms of forming men's group where they can talk about their issues and situation. And this is when Hollywood told everybody, he said, I really don't really have intelligent conversations until I actually get with you. And then, of course, they talked about it. Then this is when we go on and we see that Aunt Violet and Prosperous and his girlfriend is basically at the diner having a final meeting to basically throw something for Charley. And then this is when we find out that Micah comes in and asks, have they seen his mother? And this is when they said, no, I haven't seen your mother. And this is when Micah tells everybody that she was supposed to meet me at the meal, but she didn't meet me at the meal. And then when she called Micah, because there was a scene where she called Micah on the phone, and this is when Kiki was at the house. She was sounding very slurrish, very junkish, and everything was like, out of proportion. And so this is when Prosper tells Micah that maybe you might want to track your mom. It's exactly where your mom is with your phone on that GPS thing that you have. I was like, well, you go ahead, Mr. Prosper. You go ahead. You go ahead and learn that technology. And so we find out, this is when we find out that basically Charley is in New Orleans. And then we find out that we see a scene where Nova goes in, and she goes in and she goes into the bar. She pays for her last round of booze or whatever, and Nova went to go get her sister. And at first, Charley was not going to go because Nova says, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how you feel about me, and that's okay. I'm basically here to get my sister, and remember that you are running for office, and I'm here to protect you. I'm here to get you. So we go on while Nova is basically getting her sister and taking her sister home. We basically see Darla. Basically, Darla surprises her friend, and we find out that her friend is basically into the jazz, and that he was basically practicing, and she popped up, and he was basically, shocked at the fact that she popped up. And so this is when Darla says, well, I've been trying to call you. And he says, well, I basically know this. But then this is when things started going a little left for Darla. He basically told Darla, I read your book. And of course we know that Darla is basically having some breakdown issue when it comes to this book. And so Darla says, oh, so this is the reason why you're not calling me, because you read the book. And he goes on and tells Darla he says that I don't really care about what's going on in the book, but what I do care about is your sobriety. You need to go see your sponsor. And so this is when he asks, Darla, when the last time you seen your sponsor? And so she says, about a week, 2 weeks ago. And this is when he tells Darla, he says, you know what, I basically, if it was me, and I read, if it was me, I basically would have broke down. So to make a story short, is that he was basically telling Darla, look, in order for me to, keep myself protected, because I'm also an addict, we're basically going to have to put a break on it. A break on the relationship, and then this is when we see the breakdown on Darla. And so this is when he tells Darla, he says, look, we can't really be in a relationship right now. It's because I have to protect my sobriety, and you have to go and see your sponsors. He says, right now, I don't think we should be together. And then this is when Darla is looking broke down, and she's already broke down due to the fact that her past has caught up with her. And so he basically told Darla that you are a stronger person than I would be. He says, but right now, you're at the edge of a breakdown. And he tells her, you're at the edge of a breakdown. And you could basically see it, because she's already, staring up in the air and everything, when she found out that basically Ralph Angel is basically moving on, and Blue is so excited with the new friend, and she's feeling kind of lonely that there's no one there for her. And so this is when we go on and we see Darla, and he tells Darla, well, I basically will talk to you later, I'll call you. And then this is when he went back to do his practicing with his band. And so we go on and we see this dramatic scene where Nova has basically taken her sister and basically cleaned her up, taken all of the drunkenness, all of the alcohol and everything off her, and put her sleep clothes on, and basically put her in the bed. And this is when the breakdown came. She basically broke down, and she asked her sister, she said, why did you say these things about me? And this is when Noble basically told her in a nutshell. She says, I thought it was basically helping, but in the long run, it didn't do anything. I was basically helping myself, and I messed around and hurt a lot of people in the long run. And so this is when we see Nova and Charley. And Nova was basically comforting her sister. And this is when Charley basically did, and you could just feel the cry. You could feel the hurt. You could feel all of the anger and all of the anguish and all of the pain that basically Charley has been enduring for the last 4 years. There's a lot of crap that's been going on with Charley. And what did they say? The camera broke his back is when the sister, Nova, wrote these things about her sister. And she thought she was true. But she explained it to her. It was all about me and really not about the family. So, Nova, looks like you might card. It looks like you might be invited to a party. So we go on and we see that basically Ralph Angel is sensing that there's something that's going on with Darla. The reason why is because he has been trying to basically get in contact with Darla, but she is not returning any calls. And this is when we see Darla breaking down to the fact that she's got a little brown bag, y'all, and she's got some brown liquor in it. She's got brown liquor in it, and I was like, I hope you don't do a breakdown. I hope you don't relax. Get your little buns over there and see your sponsor. Get over there. But no, she don't want to do that. She want to sorrow and be all in her pittiness. And so we go on and we see that basically Charley has basically woken up, and that the fact that her sister Nova is not really there. But what is there that's basically waiting for Charley is a nice little breakfast and an article Nova has basically written to apologize to her sister. And it goes on and talk about the fact that Charley is one of the best I'm just kind of like breaking it down. That she is one of the best sisters, she's one of the strongest sisters, and if anybody should have a seat to the city councilman's office, it should be her. And so we go on, and then we see that Charley is basically sitting and getting ready and to prepare, because it seems like she was still kind of feeling the aftermath and still dealing with the letter that Nova has written publicly. And I think that was a very good move on her part, that the fact that she wrote an open letter. I'm not going to say a love letter, but basically you can say it was a love letter. She apologized to her sister publicly. She could have did it privately, but due to the fact that a lot of people is reading this book, so I felt that was a very good move on her part to do it. And then we see Charley's basically sitting down, and this is when we see Micah comes in. Micah says, Mom, come with me, I got something to show you. And then Charley was like, look, I'm not really feeling this, Micah. And so she gave in, and basically she went in to see exactly what was going on. And this is when Micah basically directed her. They were going into Queen Sugar. And this is when she basically sees the surprise that Prosperous and the girlfriend and a majority, not everybody, have gotten together. And this is when Prosperous basically made this speech. And this time, like when Charley was basically running for office, we saw everybody except Nova. She was not in the picture. But this time around, we saw everybody. We saw Hollywood, we saw Charley, we saw Ralph Angel, and we saw Blue. Now, this is when Prosperous says that, well, we've basically been down this road before, and we're not going to let this situation basically stop us, and we are going to pick up the pieces, and we are going to begin all over again. Now, this time we go over, and we see that Darla is basically at home with the brown liquor bottle. She done took the liquor bottle out of the bag, She's feeling all on the liquor bag. I mean, this is a liquor bag. I got some, I don't, but anyway, she's feeling all on the liquor bag. You know, she's just basically looking at it. And then she's basically, you know, sniffing all on the liquor bottle. And I'm saying to myself, don't do it. And so we don't know whether or not, it looks like Darla is basically getting ready for a breakdown. And we don't know whether or not, if indeed she took that drink. I'm hoping that she didn't take that drink, but I'm thinking that she did take that drink. And so this is the end. We see that the town, the parish, has gotten together and trying to build from the roots again. And we see that we have an incident that Darla is getting ready to do a breakdown due to the fact that her life was exposed in this blood and blessings. This is All Things Cheryl. I hope you enjoyed this review and recap. I don't know how many episodes this is. I think they're going to do 10 or 15 or 12. I don't know. But I will tell you, Queen Sugar this season 4 has taken us on a roller coaster. They have bring us up, and they has dropped us. And basically, they are seriously took us all the way up, and they're bringing us, and we're getting ready to have another dip, and we're hoping that it brings us back up. But we know that this is how Queen Sugar does to us. It makes us angry, and it's getting ready for us to get ready to curse Ava out, to get ready to we're going to ask you, Ava, what going on, Ava? What you trying to do to us? Why you trying to do this? And why did you do it? So, but in the next time, this is All Things Cheryl. Please like, click, share, hit the notification, and become a subscriber. Question of the day or the evening. Do you think Darla hit that bottle? Do you think Darla hit that bottle? And let's talk about it. Did Darla hit that bottle? I know a lot of people don't like Darla. So let me know how you feel about Darla. Until the next time. Now you know I come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and sometimes I pop up on Sundays. But I'm here. And remember, let's be humble, let's be kind, and remember that love is definitely for everyone. Peace till the next time.